Hey, this is kind of inside show business right here, and we're not doing real good on it, but let's continue talking.
Sure.
All right, so let's talk a little bit about the defense.
Yep.
Because we had quite a few highlights on there. The biggest highlight that we felt like came was Noah English.
Yeah.
For the first time this year, has showed up the other night.
Right.
So tell us about Noah.
Well, number one, it's an incredible story that that he's even out and playing at the level that he is, and after what he went through with the shoulder surgery and all those things. So to come back as quick as he did, and to go through the things that he had to go through in order to get to where he's at, that's a great story in itself. And then he goes out and has 5 or 6 tackles and plays really, really well for us, and had a great night. So all around good story, and we're really glad to have him back.
Yeah, when we were on the field, and they're calling down to me, talking, who are the captains? I saw number 4, Noah English. Like, wait, that's somebody else. And they got up on him. It sure was Noah. And we were thrilled to see him out there, and then he had the first reception on the kickoff there. Just to see the ball kicked to him and see him handle it was awesome.
No, he did an outstanding job. Had a good night.
All right, so he had a total of 9 tackles, by the way, and he had a tackle for a loss. So along those same lines, Coulter Cannon had 7 tackles, and J.K. Frooster had 6. We had 11 guys make tackles, which is I always find to be a great stat, showing that whole defense got involved. Sacks, we had a couple of sacks. Brock Brady got a sack, and in addition to a sack, Brock Brady had an interception. Great interception, so he and Reed both had interception. Mac Williams also got a sack. Yearwood was in on a couple of hurries. So the defense guys stepped up. And by the way, on kickoff returns, Lake Evans had 4 for 89 yards, so he had some great returns. And, they kicked off, once again, they would not kick off to our deep guys.
Right.
Every team we've played has refused to do that.
I think our special teams played well throughout the night. We're going to be very aggressive on our kickoff return team, and so many teams, when that ball's kicked out of bounds, they opt to take it at the 35, and we never do that.
Yeah,
right. I think, and there was one opportunity that we had to do that, and the next play, I think Coulter got it back up to the 50. That's 15 yards, right. And so we're going to be very aggressive with that. We've got a lot of trust and a lot of confidence in our kids to go make plays, and certainly Lake did that. Like you said, Noah had a couple of opportunities. Coulter had a couple of opportunities, and so we're excited about the way our special teams as a whole has played throughout the year. It's unfortunate that we gave up the touchdown this week, but overall, again, he put 3 in the end zone previous to that, and we'd also had 2 pins, pin being any time that we tackle him inside the 20. So. Right. Overall, we take away that one play. We played pretty well on special teams, and we were very aggressive with our special teams. We had an onside kick that you can decide for yourself. There were multiple people on the field that thought that we had it. At least that's what they signaled. So don't understand, but anyway. And then we faked the field goal, and whether he makes it or not is beyond the point. I know his head turned sideways, on the play. So, but anyway, really excited about some of the plays that that our kids did make on special teams, and we got in a situation there where to make up and to make up a whole touchdown, we were going for 2. And we were able to convert, 2 out of 3?
Yep.
Is that right?
2 out of 3.
2 out of 3 of those. So that's a big turning point in the game.
It was a big turning point in the game. fact that, and we talked about it in the press box a lot, and we have all year, and that is one of your strategies of making them re-kick after when the ball goes out of bounds. And the other night, it paid off every time because we were checking to make sure we paid off, and it did.
Yeah.
So the coaching decisions that you were making there were the ones that made a difference on several drives.
And that's just to be aggressive, right? That's what
Yeah,
I'm hearing you say.
it's a statement to our kids.
Yeah.
You know, it's a statement that we've got a lot of faith in them to make plays, and they step up and they do. You know,
Yep.
and so, but I've always believed in being aggressive on that, and we don't want the balls at 35. We feel like we can do better than that.
Yeah.
Exactly. Well, that's what we wanted to see. Well, I tell you what. Why do you want to go ahead and talk about some of our players of the game?
Yeah. So since we were unable to meet and have our show last week, we're going to recognize the Oglethorpe players of the game and the Athens Academy players of the game. So we've got 6 guys we're going to run through tonight and let you talk to.
All right.
And we'll start back with the Oglethorpe game. And our special teams player of the week from the Oglethorpe game is Brock Brady. Brock,
All right.
yeah, Brock. So Brock plays linebacker for us and plays on our special teams. He is the field 5 on the kickoff team and has been in that spot. Are you the boundary 5? Field 5, that's what I thought. And he's been in that spot all year, does a good job.
All right, well, we got an extra mic, so you can stay
You
here
want me
with
to stay
us.
tonight?
Yes,
Yep,
stay with us. Stay with us here. All right, how you doing, man?
Bart? Good. How are you?
All right, good job. Good job. So tell us about being on special teams and how important that is, because you're a position player, but everybody on this team plays a part in those special teams. So tell us what your duties are and what you like about it.
Definitely my favorite.
Move that a little closer there. There you go,
there
buddy.
you go.
There you go.
Definitely my favorite is kickoff because it's real funny. You just run down there and you hit somebody, but
Yeah.
I mean,
So what other special teams are you on?
I'm on all of them. I'm on punt, kickoff,
What
field goal.
do you do on punts?
On punt, I'm in the shield.
He's the
He,
Mike Backer in the shield.
Okay.
So it's a big job.
Yeah.
It is.
Okay. All right. So give me so on kick return, where are you at?
I am the left center in the front left pod.
Okay. So you're trying to get those initial blocks
Yes, sir.
and looking for any onside kicks, stuff like that. All right. What about extra points, field goals? Where are you at on that?
What is that called?
You're the wing.
The wing.
Yep.
I'm on the wing.
Yep.
You're not sure, but you're not sure where you're at, but you're doing a good job at it. So I can tell you.
I know where to line up. That's
One of the biggest things that Brock does is he controls the huddle.
Okay.
So we do the swinging gate,
That's
before
right.
every kick, and he's the one that I signal to whether or not to run it. And so it's a big job. He does a good job controlling that.
All right. So what do you like best about special teams then? Besides going down on kickoff and hitting people.
you only got one play of it, so I guess that's
Okay. Well, you're doing, you are on the field all the time, just about.
yes, sir.
So you're no breaks. You're out there performing all the time. So does that require any kind of what do you do special to make sure you're ready on every one of those?
Just got to be alert. That's
Okay.
I think that's the biggest thing, because especially if we go punt or something,
Mm-hmm.
or if or something like that, just
Okay.
being alert, being in the game.
Okay. All right.
Hey,
Yeah.
one non-special teams question. Tell us about the interception last week.
The interception. We were at halftime.
You can't get out of here without talking about that.
We were at halftime, and Coach Stewart was like, "Are you gonna drop?" And because we kind of messed it up, I messed it up beforehand, and I was dropping straight back. And he was like, "This guy's open. They're probably gonna throw it to him." I was like, "You just got to be there." And he threw it, and I was a little farther back. I was like, "Oh crap, it's gonna be good." And he hit it right off his hands.
Yeah.
It fell right into me. I didn't really know what to do. I got the ball. I was like,
Yeah. Yeah, you had that split second. Then you knew what to do. You took off.
took
But,
me a second.
Yeah, well, we're proud of you. Good job.
Sir.
All right. Our special teams player of the week for Oglethorpe, Brock Brady.
All right, our defensive player of the week from the Oglethorpe game is Ethan Hopper.
All right, Ethan Hopper, get up here. All right. Over here, big boy. Doing it a little different tonight. All right, you've been up here before. A couple of times. All right, so tell us, in the Oglethorpe game, their quarterback came out and did some things we weren't expecting from a passing standpoint, but you were harassing him a lot that night. We got you down for 3 hurries that night. Tell us about that game.
I don't know. I mean, it was physical, but, I mean, I got a couple of counter moves. They were big and strong, but they were kind of slow. So we've been practicing pass rush all week. So it was just kind of stick to the plan. I don't know.
All right. So, did you feel like that penetration, getting back in the backfield, was a problem?
Not really. Maybe a little bit towards the beginning, but the second half, I feel like we got a pretty good amount of pressure. And, it was better than the first half. The first half we were a little bit slow, but I think we got a pretty good amount of penetration as far as getting back there to the quarterback, put a little bit of pressure on him.
Okay. All right. Joey?
No, just, your and your teammate, I'm speaking specifically of Ryan Yearwood. The two of y'all work together, like 2 towers. So,
yes, sir.
Just tell real quick about y'all's communication, because Ryan had a good game that night too, and y'all worked together. So tell us about how.
Basically, just every week we've been trying to improve on communication, like I said, and it helps us out a lot if we're talking to each other and we're communicating, and if he don't know what to do, if I can tell him what to do, and if I don't know what to do, and if he can back me up, then that's exactly what you want.
Yeah.
So we've been practicing that all week. That's what they try and preach to us is communication.
Yeah.
So that's what we've been doing.
And that's what a good leader does.
Yes,
You're the senior right there, so
yes, sir.
It's awesome to see.
I think, a lot of people kind of think there are defensive linemen, you just kind of tackle the guy with the brown thing, but there's a lot more to it than that. There's a lot more to the technique that we play, depending on formation, depending on call. We're doing a lot. And so Ethan and that whole front four, and we've got a very talented front four.
Absolutely.
But that group really has to process a lot of ball on each and every play. So the ability to communicate with one another and making sure that we're canceling gaps up front and understanding what gap that they're supposed to be in, and are we moving half a man and those types of things. There is a lot going on in between each and every play that that people probably miss, and I totally believe this, but that's where so many games are won on the defensive front, the offensive front, and it's a big reason why we've been successful this year.
I don't know if you want to speak to this too, but the two of y'all, then you got TJ and Mac.
Yes,
they've come in the season, and at first, I don't care who you are, it's going to be shaky at first.
Yeah.
But y'all really have seemed to come together.
Oh, yeah, for
and just
sure.
like Coach is saying, it was like there's a whole lot more that goes to a defensive front.
Yes,
so
sir.
not just Ryan, but speaking of the other two guys, they're new and you're not.
Yeah, well, whenever they got there, they've always had a good work ethic.
Yeah.
And, so that was never a problem. It was just them learning, and now they're just finally – we've done it so many times that they're just finally picking up on everything, so we just look fluent together like we've been doing it for forever. But it's just they picked up on it quick, so, they're good football players. So.
Awesome.
You had 7 total tackles that night, but you had several hurries.
Yes, sir.
So you had a great night.
I appreciate it.
All right, your defensive player of the week for Oglethorpe, Mr. Hopper.
All right, our offensive player for the Oglethorpe game is Hayden Cannon.
All right. All right, how you doing, man?
Pretty good. How are you?
All right, you had a pretty good night. You had 49, I think it was 49, 50 yards worth of receiving yards that night. How did it feel?
Pretty good. Beginning of the season, I had a lot of, drop balls, but I feel like I bounced back well from that, and I've been catching a lot better. Got that confidence back up, especially catching it during the game.
Yes, confidence is a huge thing for a receiver. And talk a little bit. I like the fact that you mentioned that as a receiver having confidence. What do you do at practice? What do you do to mentally get yourself ready to do that?
I mean, sometimes I feel like just staying loose, not being real uptight, super like having a little bit of just kind of laid back a little bit, but not too much to where I'm not focused. But I mean that, and then also I mean as a tight end, I'm not getting the most balls during practice. Most of the main targets are going to the the Z or the A or the X. But me and Coach Maxwell and the other tight ends, if we don't get the ball, normally he'll throw us a ball, and we'll get a little bit extra, and then just working with Ty and stuff, getting that confidence up, working on my hands as well. So, yeah.
All right. Tell us about blocking. Tell us about you're a huge part of that tight end group that does a wonderful job of blocking and opening up holes.
Yeah, it's definitely a big job, especially in the offense that we run. We're very tight end oriented. I mean, I'm going to pretty much every single play call, I'm going to it. And, I feel like just the chemistry that me and my tackles have, sometimes it feels like we have our own language, just the way that we're able to just speak and just kind of know where we're going and just being able to make those certain plays that we need to make and just being able to make the hole that we need to.
All right, so you're shifting on every play, just about. Tell us a little bit about what you're doing there.
I mean, sometimes it's to, kind of mislead the defense, but other times it's to get me in a better position to make a block.
Right.
Because there's some plays that if I'm just in a base alignment, I can't make the block as easy, but whenever I get motioned, I can make it a lot easier. So.
Got you. Tell us about that 2-point, a little bit about that 2-point catch the other night. That was huge. We needed that.
Yeah, so that's one of our it's a fake. We're faking the run, and then we're having our receivers go out on a bunch of routes, and I'm on the backside of that. Normally that's not a big, option in that concept, but I was just, I was there, I was in his eyes, I was open, and I saw the ball. I was like, this is my shot. I got to get it, and I got it.
That was awesome. Yeah. If you watched the game last night, Travis Kelce had some catches just like you're talking about.
Yeah.
He wasn't really who they were looking for, but he had some big catches. That tight end has become so important for every level of football, not just the pros. It's now becoming a huge part.
Well,
Coach?
it's a key part in what we do, and I would say. In our offense, obviously the quarterback is probably the most heavy as far as, all the things that he has to do. But the tight ends they have to be an offensive lineman. They have to be able to block. We play them in line. A lot of people that are 10 personnel teams and spread teams, those tight ends never play attached. And if they do play attached, they play off the ball. We play old school, hand in the dirt, attached tight end, so you got to have part offensive lineman in you. Then we do play them back, okay, so there's got to be some fullback type skills there. And then they will play detached, and they've got to be some wideout skills. So it's a really broad skill set that we're looking for, but with that being said, it's fun to play because you get to do all kinds of different things, and we use different personnel groupings, so that we've got times that we've had two tight ends on the field. Predominantly we're going to have at least one tight end on the field, but we've had times where we've had 2 and even 3 tight ends on the field at one time. So they're key in what we do offensively and what most people across the country do.
Okay.
Yeah.
The other night I saw before the game you were warming up on the sideline. Coach Richardson had you over there, and you were doing some takeoff drills. Was that what were you doing there?
That was for defensive line. So on defense, I work a little bit of defensive line.
Okay. So he was giving you some drills there to get you fired off the ball.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Cool. Well, I tell you what. You look like a tight end.
Yeah.
You can, your build, perfect tight end build, man. I love it. All right, so this was your offensive player of the week for Oglethorpe. All right.
Good job, Hayden.
Hayden Cannon.
So we'll switch right over to this week to Athens Academy. And our special teams player of the week for Athens Academy was Coulter Cannon.
All right. All right, how you doing?
Good.
All right, before we talk about special teams, I'm not going to let this get by.
Yeah, you got to talk about this.
Tell us about you robbing that poor kid of that ball. You just took it away from him.
So, I mean, it felt like the ball was in the air forever.
Yeah.
It was just up there. I was just thinking in my head, is it ever going to come down? And then finally, as it started to come down, I saw the kid's arms go up, and next thing I know, the ball was in his hands, and I was like, I can't let him have it. So I just got a hold of the ball and pulled as hard as I could. So
Was it one-handed? It looked like it was one-handed at first, and then you brought the other one down.
No,
No.
it wasn't.
All right.
But you did. It was one of the plays of the game. We were losing our mind up there because you stole the ball from me. But let's talk a little bit about special. Let's talk about the other night, your special team. You played a huge part in our kickoff return. Tell us about it.
So, I mean, we work it at practice because we know teams, like y'all said, they're not going to kick it deep. So we work it constantly at practice, kicking to really any of the our halfbacks. I'm the right halfback, JK's our halfback, and Noah played left halfback, but before that we had Reed Burrow at the left halfback. But really we kick it to all three of us getting reps at it. And I think us three really can play a big part in the return game. Because not only does it, if they're not going to kick it deep, we got to get the hidden yardage in the game. And I think that the three halfbacks can, if we can continue to play like we have been, then it can help win the hidden yardage in the game.
Absolutely. I love that terminology you're using. That sounds like coach talk here, man. Yeah. Hidden yardage here. Well, you had 4 returns for 40 yards. I mean, average 10, but 10 I mean, yards each, here's the point that I like to make, and we made up there in the booth is you catching the ball and then taking off running. Hey, there's a lot of kids that can't even catch. So your hands, being able to use your hands as a receiver, as a defensive back, that plays a key part in it too. And so being able to actually fill the ball, and you've got people bearing down on you when it's a short kick.
Yeah, I mean, especially like before you know it, when we make our call that it's a sky kick and we're actually catching the ball, before you know it, by the time the ball's to you, I mean, they're within 7 to 10 yards of you. So it's quick decisions. But
what did you call it? Sky what?
We call it sky kick.
Do you holler that out?
Our call for it is red.
Okay. So, okay, that's your call. Okay. All right.
All the other 2 halfbacks and our 2 deep returners, as we're reading that it's a sky kick, they're screaming red to get our front line guys turn around and go ahead and trying to find their blocks. And so they're not in our face even more than.
Okay. All right. So what other special teams are you on?
I'm on all of them except field goal.
Okay. So what do you do on kickoff team?
On kickoff, I'm the field missile.
A missile. Oh, yes, I love that. Yeah. Yes, a missile.
Yes, you are.
All right.
And on punt, I'm a gunner, which is kind of the same concept as a missile on kickoff. On punt return, I've done a lot. I've tried to block some kicks, but mainly they're gunners. I'm holding them up.
Okay. Well, as a gunner on that team, you get held every time, don't you?
Majority of the time, yes.
Yeah, I know. That's the way it is. You guys, they don't want you down there.
No.
So, all right. Well, this is your special teams. You got a comment?
Let me say this. When he was talking about kickoff return, and we've been talking about processing and things like that, there's a lot going on even on a simple kickoff return. I think people in the stands are probably like, we catch it, we run forward, but we don't know where the ball's going. We don't know who's gonna get the ball, whether it's going to be our right halfback or deep right returner or fullback or our left halfback, who's going to get it. So we have to, once the ball is kicked, we have to process that, and we have to sprint. And so watch not only when he gets the ball, but what he does when he doesn't have the ball. And all the blocks that those kids are fitting based on the reaction of where the ball's placed and where the ball's kicked. And, you know, I think, and it's why I feel confident in saying, no, we want the ball at the 35. And it's like he said, you think about it, they kick a sky kick and they're within 20 yards of bearing down on you. It takes a lot of confidence in your buddy that you're not going to miss the block, you know, and that we can field it and still be aggressive enough. And that's why I think a lot of coaches are like, do the safe thing. We're going to take the ball at the 35. But we've got confidence not only in our return guys, but everybody that it takes in order to execute, you know, and have a positive play on that down. And to me, that may be one of the more complicated downs in football, is because it's not like, well, we didn't block the one on this return, so we're not going to have a return. We react to the kick that we get, and we get somebody to the one, and so it allows us to be aggressive with some confidence. And then you want to have a good time on a Friday night, watch him cover kicks and watch him cover punts, and from the gunner and from the missile position, and he gets after it, flies down the field, and it's fun to watch.
All right.
Is kickoff return your favorite special team?
Honestly, it's probably like on the team. People, honestly, they probably don't like it. It's not their favorite. It's punt. I like playing gunner because if you get away from the one guy holding you up, you've got a clean shot. And I enjoy downing punts. We haven't done it a lot. I think I've maybe downed maybe 2, but there's just a good feeling about downing a punt inside the 5.
Yeah.
So
Absolutely.
And it's something for your punter, too.
Yeah,
something
it
for
is.
the whole team, but when the punter is part of that, it's great.
Well, you can see the passion he has for doing some of the small things that you don't think about, like down in a punt.
Yeah.
I don't think that was on any of y'all's card tonight that he was going to be excited about down in a punt, but
it's a big down.
That
it's
tells you
down.
it is a huge. And you talked about
can save you a touchdown.
And you talked about the sky kicks. You know, those usually are caught around the 30, 25, 30-yard line, and then you return it 10 yards. You're already up to the 40, 45-yard line.
That's right.
And so that's huge.
It's the small details that matter.
Small details.
Yes,
Details
sir.
make the difference. Coulter, thank you, buddy.
Thank you, brother.
Good job. Great insight from special teams.
All right, our defensive player of the week is Noah English.
All right. There he is. All right. As we've already talked about earlier, Noah made his inaugural appearance for the season the other night. Congratulations on being back. How you feel?
I feel great. I'm excited to be back. I'm glad to be back. Nothing like playing football.
Shoulder feel good?
Feels great, yes, sir.
Okay, well, I think you made our first tackle of the night, if I'm not mistaken. You were in on there really quick. You had a great night. Tell us about how the game went for you.
It went all right. I mean, always play a little better. Always can play a little better. Sad to not come out with a win, but, I mean, defensively played decent up front. But there's always room for improvement, so that's what we try to do week by week, improve.
All right, you had 9 tackles on the night, and you had a tackle for a loss, which could have been considered a sack almost, but you had tackle for a loss, 9 tackles. So you were in there a lot, and so everything held up really well.
Yes, sir. Yep. Shoulder feels great. I mean, I'm happy to be out there, happy to be back.
Yeah.
That's great.
So, I mean, a lot of us were there last year when you got hurt and hated to see you come out, but we all watched the intensity and passion you had, and then I just personally watching you, seeing you being a captain too. I mean, you heard me say it earlier, but we can talk X's and O's and details, but just on a personal level, just fighting back to be on that field after all that adversity. Tell us what you're learning from all that. What are you seeing?
Well, kind of the beginning, I didn't really think it was too bad, and went in there to have surgery and found out that I had a complete tear and my bicep and pec was ripped. So I didn't really think I was going to have a chance at playing at all. But I just couldn't stand sitting there Friday nights not being able to play. I couldn't stand it, so I knew I had to do something about it. So just worked out a lot, kind of did some things the doctor told me not to, and worked out on my own and got some strength back, got feeling confident, and finally found somebody that cleared me and got cleared.
Well, I think, too, it just sets a great example for underclassmen, those coming after you. So great job.
Yes,
Proud of you.
Thank you.
After you made that first hit, did you go, I feel?
Yeah, it felt great. It felt good. It felt good just to have the ball kicked to me on the opening kickoff. I mean, that was nice to see, nice to have.
Yeah, that first touch had to be, your confidence. I can tell you were confident that night.
Yeah.
But your confidence level had to soar after you got that first touch.
Yeah, those kind of things you live for. It's what you go week by week hoping for, is just to make plays and be the best teammate you can be for your team.
All right. Now, we had heard, that you were going to be next year going into the service.
Yes, sir.
Tell us about that.
Well, I just kind of something I've always wanted to do since I was a little kid, and just decided that's what I planned on doing. I mean, can't really beat it. Get good benefits, and just I'm excited for it. I'm definitely excited for it.
Wow, that is something to be proud of. Let me tell you.
What you've demonstrated on this football team is going to definitely carry you into the military.
Absolutely.
I can't wait.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Well, we've been taught. We were so disappointed. Excuse me, when you weren't able to start the year, but man, it was maybe a highlight of the year for us to talk about you this year.
Yeah.
And we just thank you for doing that.
No English. Is that no English?
That's
no English.
I surprised a lot of people. I had people text me after the game.
Yeah.
I think it speaks volumes for for the heart that he showed, for his passion, for the football program, and for the guys that are on that football team.
Yeah.
And we talk about the brotherhood and all of those things, and I think Noah showed exactly how much he cared about others, doing the things that he did, and I think it's amazing on a lot of levels. The courage that he showed, the effort that he showed to get back, and then, I mean, he hadn't done a lot since the surgery, which was late summer, but. He went out, and I was worried about him being winded.
Yeah.
But he goes out and played pretty much the whole game, and I think that says something in itself for the amount of toughness, because that's not easy, and I think we can all rest a lot easier knowing that he's going to be serving us in the military moving forward.
Amen. So. And he backed it up with his play. We kept calling his name the rest of the night, for different tackles and things he was doing. So.
Yep. Well, he processes really fast, and Noah's a really, really smart kid that's really gifted with his ability to process, and it's one of his gifts.
One of the things that we saw at the very, very first game, I believe it was the first game, he was one of our captains. Mm-hmm. Was that not the first game or the second game you came out as one of our
was
captains?
it homecoming?
I think it was senior night.
It was
senior night.
Senior
Okay,
night.
yeah.
Senior night.
All right. So
Yep.
that just tells you what everybody thinks about you. So congratulations, man.
Yes, sir.
Great job.
Thank you.
Thank you,
All
sir.
right. No English.
All right, now our offensive player of the week is Ty Truelove.
All right. All right. After he's done up here, he'll be waiting on tables. So just he's a man of many talents. Welcome back up to the table.
What's up?
All right. Tell me how'd that 65-yarder feel Friday night?
Oh, it felt good.
What was the play, and was it a designed run for you to go 65?
It was a counter, and we had tagged something on the backside. We were reading the end, and he crashed and got outside, and they were playing it a bunch of different ways, but they had an extra man down that we couldn't block, so made a guy miss and just ran.
All right. So you have been running quite a bit here lately and doing a wonderful job at it. But I'm going to tell you, I still want to talk about your passing because you had the other night you had 128 yards passing. Okay, but let me tell you, the two most amazing ones were just 2-point conversions. We love the way that you took your time, processed that, was patient. Tell me about those 2-point conversions.
One of them was, heck, I honestly messed up both of them. The one to Hayden.
Okay, y'all didn't hear that.
The one to Hayden, I was supposed to be in gun. But that was, heck, I think he
that was a
mentioned it.
minor one compared to the other.
Oh, yeah.
Well, you had everybody in here fooled.
Yeah, I think Hayden said we usually don't get back to it, but we had actually talked about it earlier in the week. Hey, just stay with me, and I can come back to you. So that opened up. And then the other one, between going from huddling to signaling, I missed a total shift. I got up to the line. Dane was right there, and I was like, this don't look right. So I told him, I was like, hey, run a corner. And it worked, and I got over to the sidelines, and it was, if I didn't get it, it would have been bad. So let's just say that.
Yeah, maybe I ought to let you draw some of that up because it was wide open.
Yeah, but it ended up working. So.
Well, once again, your leadership the other night was was crucial. Joey talked about that.
Yeah,
a lot.
just several, like just knowing when you're supposed. All right, we're not going for one, we're going for two, and just kind of rallying you guys together, and just when y'all in a hurry up situation, you can just see it over and not being rattled.
Right.
So I mean, and that's something everybody grows in. Just talk about that real quick over the course of this season, anyway. Just not being rattled, being composed, and taking whatever happens with the.
It was. I would say, sophomore year, I'm a little different in that game than when I was this past week. I've been able to in some big games, so I feel like I've learned to kind of stay calm. But heck, I think we huddled up, and getting in the huddle, heck, that almost calms you down.
Yeah.
You can say some stuff or whatever, but
yeah.
I thought we all did a great job of it was a shootout, and just kept punching.
And also too, you're blocking. I mean, you've got a great up front set of guys, and of course that big run you had. There was a huge hole for you, and you're right. You only had to beat that one guy.
Right.
So, talk to us real quick about your offensive line and.
They do a great job, and they got it. They got a lot. With the different mic points, me and Bobby. We communicate about mic points. If I set something he doesn't like, he'll let me know. But they got a lot on their plate, and they do a great job with it.
Yeah. Well,
I want to just highlight a couple of things from a state level. In Division 1A, which we are in, there's 61 teams, just so you'll know. And out of those 61 teams, Ty is the number 13. He's 13th in passing yardage. Which to me is really impressive, okay? Because we run a balanced approach here, and he's not one of these that's throwing it on every play like the kid over at Dalton or the kid the other night. He's not throwing it every play, but so he's 13th, and then the other one in total yards in the entire Division 1, he is number 6. In total yards. So I thought those stats really stood out in that the year that you've really had. So I just wanted to bring that out, make sure everybody knew that you were the man.
Oh, I appreciate it.
And not only from the quarterback position, but also from a leadership position.
I appreciate that.
And tell us, what does it mean to have a leader on the field?
Well, Ty's done a great job in so many different ways, and we put a ton on our quarterbacks in what we do. I mean, he's got to be able to step in a huddle and say, scatter the trio Rex bow, two Java, double pivot, Z basic on one, ready break, and get everybody out and get lined up and go, and that may be one of the shorter ones that we have for him. You hear some of the sound bites, of all the stuff, and he's able to do that, but he's able to do that because of all the hours of work, that he puts in. It's incredible, his capacity to work, and he truly has a passion for the game, and I think you see that, and then you add to that he's got a good skill set. He can do some things with his feet, and he throws the ball well, and so. But I think I've always said, I think sometimes if I'm upset with a quarterback, I'll say, and they make a play, I'll say, yeah, you look like a really good athlete. And that's not always a total compliment. You know, the compliment is to say that you're a good quarterback, and I think Ty's a good quarterback. You know, I think he processes well. I think he drives our football team. I think he makes good decisions with the ball, you know, just really excited about it and about the way he's played throughout the year. But I thought he's played especially well on Friday.
Absolutely, absolutely, yeah. At every turn Friday night, he was a big part of that. I tell you what, and I speak for everybody in this room, I'm sure, but I am so proud that you are a quarterback.
I appreciate it.
I really am proud that you're representing this team and the way you do it. And also, I think you were also, now don't respond like Reed Giles did the night I announced that he was Scholar Athlete of the Month. You were Scholar Athlete of the Month this month, right?
I believe so.
Okay,
Yeah,
all right. Good deal. I hope you're taking more than 2 classes. Like Reed.
I'm not going to mention anything.
Okay. All right. Our Scholar Athlete, your quarterback, Offensive Player of the Week this past week, Ty Truelove. All right, Coach. Let's talk about is it our Coach of the Week here?
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Yep. Coach Keith Goss.
Coach Keith Goss. There he is.
Guest Coach of the Week. And Coach coaches our offensive line. We're really excited to have him. He joined our staff this year, so it's his first year in Rabun County. And, you know, Keith and I have not coached together, but have known each other for quite some time.
Okay.
He played at Valdosta State
Yep.
for Chris Hatcher, and you know, I've known those guys for a long time, and then we coached against each other for a while when he was at Tifton and I was at Valdosta. So I always had a lot of respect for the lines that he's put together, and does a great job with our kids as well.
All right. Coach Goss, how are you?
Oh, I'm doing great.
Okay, move that a little closer to you there where we can hear you good.
Yes,
All
sir.
right, there we go. All right, so you played at Valdosta State. What years was that?
99, 2000, 2001.
Okay, so had Kirby and Muschamp already left when you got there?
No, Kirby Smart, he was the defensive back coach my junior year and the defensive coordinator my senior year.
Right. Okay. All right. And but was Muschamp still there when you were there?
He was the DC my junior year.
Okay. All right. So if you don't know, Valdosta State back then was really, really good. Didn't y'all play for a national championship?
The year after I graduated, they played for one. We won back-to-back conference champions, and then we were, you know, my group, we call ourselves the Spark because things got a lot better, and the flame kind of picked up after that.
Okay, y'all were the Spark. I like that. I like that. Let me tell you something. You know, you can talk about D1 football all you want, but the hardest hitting football on earth is down there at those schools like Valdosta State, West Georgia, those guys.
He won't say this, but I'm telling you, this is a really quality brand of football. There's some really good players on that field on Saturdays. You know, it's and I think it's totally underrated.
Absolutely, absolutely. And Hatcher was, wow, he had an offense, didn't he?
He did. You know, we led the nation in offense my junior year, and I think we were second or third my senior year.
Gotcha. All right, so let's talk about Rabun County. Glad to have you here.
Happy to be here.
Okay, so you were at Tift County coaching?
Oh, once upon a time. I've
Okay.
had a few stops in South Georgia.
Did you
before I
coach with
moved here.
Coach Brody down there?
No, he predated me by a little bit of time.
Okay, you're not. I'm an old guy, so I still remember him. All right. So tell us that room with all those big offensive linemen in it. Tell us about it.
Well, you know, our lone senior is Bobby Gordon, and it starts with him in the middle. He does a great job, his leadership piece, carrying the other guys with him and making calls and putting us in the right situation to be successful. We got our big guy, Skylar Gunn, at right guard, and he's progressing and getting better week by week. Ron Bombs has been just a big piece at the right tackle, and he's constantly improved as well. We have a lot of guys, and like I said, Bobby's our only senior, so we're going to have them all back next year besides him. And then Hunter Griggs plays left guard, and he has the ability to snap as well. We'll look at whether we slide him to the middle or not next year. And then Caden Watts, and then Noah Johnson also, works in there for us as well. So those are probably the 6 guys I play up front the most.
Okay. All right. And so, obviously, a hard-working group.
I'm very proud of them. They get after it. And the growth of our offensive line from the beginning of the season to now, I'm very proud of how far they've come. And with that being said, as a coach, we still got a ways to go. But I am proud of the growth and where we're at and where we're going.
Growth with the football team is good.
Absolutely.
And we're not talking about getting big. We're talking about getting better.
That's right.
So that's good. The other night, Joey was highlighting a lot of the offensive line blocking that we had. Joey, you want to elaborate on Skylar?
Well, of course, I mentioned earlier when Ty was up here just talking about some of the holes that were opened up. But just when you talk about progression, just everybody's footwork and hand placement and all that, I know those are small details, but it seems as though both my sons were offensive linemen, so I get it. But it seems like all that's improved over the course of the season. Those little small things add up, especially online when they're supposed to work together. And you got younger players.
Yeah,
so.
absolutely. The details is what makes an offensive lineman.
Yeah.
And that's what we're getting better at week by week and understanding little nuances in the scheme, and Coach does a great job of scheming our guys into a good position, and then we go out and do our best to execute it.
Yeah, great stuff. Just and love, and you mentioned Bobby a lot. You can tell he's really the kind of quarterback of the line. He lines those guys up, and you can see the communication with him and Ty. He knows what he's doing.
No, he's obviously a big piece for us up front, and just his experience, the amount of time he's played, and his leadership, his growth. Before he's always been the younger guy on the line, and this year he's the only senior.
Yeah.
So it's one of those deals where, whether he was comfortable leading or not, he had to.
He had to, yeah.
And he's done a great job of growing into that role and being the leader of the offensive line. I'm incredibly proud of him.
Do you throw a lot of pulling guards and that kind of thing? Is that?
It just depends on what we scheme that week. Obviously we have some counter plays in. We are more zone based, outside zone based, or mid zone, depending on how we say it at that time. But it's more of a zone concept that we hang our hat on.
All right.
All right, and Gordon, he's the one that's pointing out the mic and all that kind of stuff for you. The field general.
Absolutely. So, we get a call from the quarterback, and then after we get that call from the quarterback, we're making our calls off that call after everything is set. So, after we get that one call from the quarterback, he's got direct traffic up front.
Yep. Gotcha. All right.
And how about just physical toughness? I mean, when you get all the things, and they have to blow the guy out the line, and of course, you get some kind of run play in. These guys are aggressive. I mean, and they work as one. I mean, you can tell, especially the game the other night. How many yards? We had 300 and something yards on the ground.
Yes, that's correct.
I mean, you got to have people running the ball, but
I mean, we have some good ones doing it.
Yeah.
We have some good ones running the ball, but I'm proud of the way, like I said, our guys have progressed and the push they're starting to get, and that's gotten better week by week. We're not just fitting on people. It starts off you're just trying to get them on the right people.
Yeah.
And then it's getting them on the right people the right way with the right technique and getting the right type of movement where it's a vertical push versus, hey, we moved them, but that's not the way we wanted to move them.
Yeah.
And so it's a step-by-step process. It really does, in my mind, take twice as long to make an offensive lineman as it does anything else. I mean, a lot of people were throwing and catching in the front yards as a kid.
Yeah.
Unless you're my son, who I made him drive a sled in the front yard.
Yeah.
Because I knew what he was going to be. Like
I heard an offensive line coach that was the coach at Tennessee. He's just old rough guy. His name was Mike Berry, I think was his name, and he said, kids don't call each other up and say, "Hey, come on over to the house and let's base block each other." It's just not what you do.
But people who know football know that's where it's won.
No doubt. No doubt. And I'm going to say this. We were really, really young up front. We're still young. I mean, we got a sophomore 3 juniors and a senior, right? And it is their starting 5, and then the backup, and really not a backup. He started several games. Is another sophomore. So not only are they young, they had not played a bunch. They played some JV and all that stuff because the offensive line that was here last year was very talented, and so those guys didn't have a lot of playing experience. And Bobby did, but all the other ones around him, I don't think any of them had much playing experience. So to watch them grow and to even get to a point to where now you can communicate with them, and they understand because they've seen stuff, for months now, and that's a whole lot of fun because it doesn't take 10 minutes to stop practice and really talk all the way through it. You can communicate quick and those things, and to see that kind of growth, that's going to tremendously help our football program, moving forward. So, it's just it's a part of it.
Amen.
All right, Coach Goss, all right, before we let you go, you got to tell us a little bit about your family, man. Tell us a little bit about your family. New to Rabun County, so tell us how the transition's been. And
it's good. My wife, she works she did work as a teacher. She works in the board office at White County now. And she's...
what's her name?
Jennifer.
Jennifer, okay.
And she works in the board office over there, and then she's an assistant basketball coach for the girls' basketball team in White County.
Oh, okay. All right.
And then my daughter Zara showed up today, and she's a junior at White County, and she also plays basketball. And
all right,
she's not so bad at it. And then my son Garrett, he's in the 8th grade, and he comes with us on Friday nights, and he was able to play JV for us this year because 8th graders are allowed to do that and play up on JV. But on the sideline, he helps us with the video equipment and the camera right now because he's not allowed to suit up yet.
Gotcha.
And he's going to be a good player.
Yeah.
And then my oldest daughter Ellie, who she is in esthetician school, and she's down in South Georgia.
Cool. Okay. All right. Good deal. So when round ball season starts, you're going to be over at White County watching?
I'll be watching some games. And if I'm not, that one right there would be upset.
Well, I'd be upset if you didn't show up for those games. All right, Zara, come here, hurry up, get over here. All right, we want to see the White County star basketball player right here. All right, there's the camera. All right, Dad. Family's here. Thank you for being a part of this at Rabun County. We can tell your passion for these guys, and your coaching is obviously paying off.
Well, thank you.
Thank you.
All right.
All right. All right, your coach of the week, Coach Goss. All right, so we're going to have to wind it down here in a few minutes, but before we do, let's talk a little bit about next week, the importance of another big game next week. From not only we want to get the win, but also from a region standing point. So
yeah, there's a lot of ramifications, because of this game, and a lot of important reasons to do all we can to go get it. Obviously, Athens Academy is done. They're going to win the region, but if we can find a way to beat Elbert, then we've got a chance to host a playoff game, and that is a huge deal, and to get in the right bracket and those things is such a big deal, in the playoffs. So it could potentially take you off the road for the first week. So huge game with big implications, and they've got a good football team. I know a lot of people probably look at the record and think otherwise, but they're very talented. They had a freshman quarterback. They do have a freshman quarterback, so they started the season with a real young quarterback that made some mistakes, and you've seen him progressively get better as the years gone along. They got 3 or 4 wideouts to do a good job. They throw the ball a good bit. They lost their tailback early, so it changed them. And now they're a little bit more efficient. Not a little bit more. They're a lot more efficient at throwing the ball, and they've got athletes running around. And on defense, They played a good piece of the year without, in my opinion, what I think is one of their best players, which is one of the Mike linebackers. They've got two really good inside backers, number 1 and number 2, that are both really good football players. One is the one that's been hurt. He's back. And they'll play him a good bit on the offensive side of the ball. So they got some guys on the perimeter that that can make plays in space, and I think they play a good brand of football. Obviously, it's important to them. And you got to go in the Granite Bowl, and you got to find a way to win in the Granite Bowl, and that's always a tough environment, historic environment, but a tough environment to go play. So we need great following, and get to go sit in front of the jail down there and pull for the Wildcats, right?
Yeah,
that's exactly right. All right, so just so you'll know, Elbert County is 4-1 in the region.
I mean, I didn't mean that derogatory. It's literally you're sitting in front of the jail,
and they're yelling down at you. Yeah.
All right, so they're 4-1. If we when we beat them, we'll be 4-2 alongside them. However, right now we are a lot higher than they are in the power rankings. The postseason ranking, if there's a tie between region teams.
Yeah. So y'all can't kill me for this because I didn't vote on it. I wasn't here. All right, but so the region tiebreaker does not go to power rankings.
Oh, they changed it?
No, it does, okay, but the region tiebreaker was voted on the point differential, which is, like the up to the 11s and all of that stuff. So a lot of regions didn't take into account what the power rankings were going to mean and didn't use the point or the power rankings as a tiebreaker. So that was not the case in our region. So there's still 10,000 different scenarios that can take place. But you are correct that if we go and we beat Elbert, there will be a 3-way tie between us, Elbert, and Oglethorpe. If
Oglethorpe wins.
Oglethorpe has to win. And so if we and Oglethorpe both win, there will be a 3-way tie. And that tie, now, if our power rankings put us above 16, we could get a home seed even regardless of whether we finish 1, 2, or 3. Okay, so, or 2, 3, or 4. So it doesn't matter.
Right.
It does, but it doesn't. We need to go play. We need to, play as good as we possibly can, score as many points as we possibly can, and and let all that stuff take care of itself.
Well, if you are one of those people that likes to torture yourself by looking at the power rankings, which I do, I love
it. Changes every day.
It changes constantly.
Math.
It's all math. Ciphering is very important in the power rankings, but the private schools all go, in our class, will go to their own playoff with Class A through AAA. So that means if Athens Academy, which is one of our region, they will be gone. So the top seed from our region is going to be whoever breaks the tie.
It goes at large.
Yeah.
No, it goes at large.
Right, but I'm saying we may not get the number 1 seed out of a region for that top 8.
Yeah. So that nobody's guaranteed that in our
Exactly.
region. So if you finish 1 or 2, okay, you're guaranteed a home game.
Right.
All right. Nobody in our region will finish 1.
Right.
All right. So that 1 seed will go at large, which means that the 9th ranked team by power rankings could jump to our number 1.
Correct.
And it not be a team within our region. They could be a 2 seed from a different region.
Correct.
All right, so that spot will go at large. Now it could be the second place team in our region. It just depends on how high you go up in the power rankings.
Right.
Right now I think our power ranking puts us at
25th. But
Okay.
there's 7 private schools ahead of us.
Yeah, so
we would be 18.
I mean, the goal is to get into the top 16.
Yeah.
That's where you want to be. You want to get to the top 16 because the top 16 are gonna host.
Yeah.
That's
And I
the
think
ultimate goal.
we can get there after we win this weekend.
There's 7 above us. Okay, so we're
close.
obviously we got to win.
Yep. But that's going to happen. All right, so all of you out here this Friday night, we better see you over at the Granite Bowl. How long does it take to get to the Granite Bowl, Joey?
Hour and a half.
Hour and a half.
Hour and a half.
So there's no excuse for not being there. So everybody pack up your warm clothes, and we'll see you Friday night.
Find a place to park.
Pardon?
Find a place to park.
Yeah.
Yeah, get there early.
Yeah, okay. All right. So as we finish up tonight, we just want to say as we go into our last game of the season, we just want to say what a great time we've had this year
this has
doing
been
the
a lot
fifth
of
quarter
fun.
show.
Absolutely,
And-
it has been.
and-
And we got a great crowd, and this, it's a great social event, and we certainly appreciate all these guys coming out and sharing this time with us, and that's what makes it fun.
And we want to thank Ty and the girls in the back there for helping us out here
absolutely.
tonight. So we'll see y'all Friday night at the Granite Bowl, 7:30, as we whoop up on Elbert County.
Yep.
All right.
All right.
Go Cats.
Go Cats.